Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. May the 4th be with you. Today I will be making a Star Wars look. Well, basically I have done this quite many years ago, this Savage Opress makeup look, and I just haven't gotten time to voice over this. Every year I'm thinking about voice overing it, but never have actually done it. So maybe this year we can get it up on the right day. So I first started making the horns for this look and also the pieces that comes then attached to my head, and then like where these horns are, like those kind of edges. So the horns are made with white foam clay from Cosplay shop. I shaped them into right shape, and then you need to let them dry completely into hard, so you can then Dremel and sand or use a soldering iron to make these kind of horn patterns or lines, or just sand them into the shape that you want. And the soldering iron basically melts the foam, so you can make these kind of shapes into the foam. And after the soldering iron, you can still like Dremel them and clean them out with sandpaper and anything that you want. If the foam isn't fully dried, you cannot really sand them, so just let them dry fully. I also covered the horns with wood glue to make the surface smoother and like shinier, and then started painting them using alcohol activated paints. I will use the Nice Tooth Effects palette, which isn't my favorite palette, so I try to get kind of rid of it. And then also this Global Colors palette, and on the palette there is this white kind of like, I feel like it's more bone colored than fully white, so I like to use that one. The Global Colors is a brand from Australia, so if you live there, this brand products are great, not just the alcohol activated paints, but all that I have tried. These pans are also magnetic, so it is handy if you run out one specific color or you want to replace something else on the palette. You can buy them separately too. Since they come from Australia, I don't usually buy these and prefer the Skin Illustrator paints over these anyways, from the colors on those palettes are kind of different. So I usually use those ones, and I can get the Skin Illustrator palette sometimes on the German Amazon, so I don't necessarily need to pay taxes on these. So on the cracks on the horns I applied darker brown, and then the lighter one on the rest of the horn, and lastly details with the white one to make them look like bone kind of color. And when I was happy with them, I applied this matte no tack top coat from Cosplay shop and let them dry. And after that I applied them into this head form or my head shaped head, and used a painter's tape, roll it around to make both sides of it sticky, and applied them to the horn and then on the head. Then I mixed the liquid latex and flowers to make the paste from them, and then applied this edge on each of the horns, and just with bare liquid latex blended them to go more further into the head, making the edges thinner, so it is easier then to apply onto my head when they are thin and not that like existent. I then let them dry, and then we can start applying these into our heads. So I did already apply the bold cap and glued my eyebrows down. My bold cap is made with the Glaston L. These are really great bold caps. You can make them yourself also, and you can basically apply eyeshadows and everything on top of this material, and they will stick on it like liquid latex bold caps if you use just the bold caps, or just like you don't put anything on top of it. It is really hard to work with them. like the eyeshadows doesn't really stick on them if you don't prep the latex. So I did glue the bold cap on with the liquid latex and also applied the horns into my head with the liquid latex, and then used the latex onto the horn edges and also to blend it out a bit more into my bold cap. Always when you use the liquid latex or latex bold caps, you should cover it up, and I usually use the Procade on that, like on the latex parts, so the eyeshadows and everything sticks on them, because now that I didn't do it on this makeup look, you can see where the line is and where like the products doesn't stick. Sometimes I leave them without using the Procade or any products if I know that there will be wrinkles and like details, so I don't need to be so goodly covering it up. And for the paint I will be using the NYX Professional Makeup's cream color, yellow one, and long time ago they did sell these single pans. I did get this one from NYX from my face awards when I was on that. So they did sell these single pans of cream colors, and I'm kind of trying to get rid of them since they are old, so just trying to use them always if I need that colored characters. Where the bold cap starts, I did use the Mehron Makeup's yellow Paradise paint, and then on top of that cream paint like all over my face and also onto the bold cap. The yellow isn't that pigmented, so as you can see my hair shows under the bold cap, and the yellow isn't really covering that well like the hairs, so that is why I applied the yellow paint, like water activated yellow paint first, and then painted it with the cream paint to cover everything even more. The spots where I applied the black tattoos, I don't paint those parts yellow and kind of leave them undone for now. On top of the eyebrows, I first covered them with concealer and then stacked on yellow eyeshadow and then went with the cream paint to make the eyebrows disappear as quickly as possible. Still you can see some hairs since I didn't apply so much glue layers onto them, but this will be enough fine for me. Then I will be using the yellow eyeshadows under the nose or sides of the nose and on top of the eyebrows and some places where the face starts shining and creasing right away. With the black Mehron paint I will sketch and paint the tattoos. I don't really paint them that goodly, just the lines like where they will go, and the insides I just paint like one layer. They are kinda sheer, so but because I will apply eyeshadows onto the yellow parts and onto the face and body, the eyeshadow will anyways get on the black paint and I need to paint them again, so it's like fine if you don't paint them as pigmented like right away. So the Savage Opress is character from the Star Wars universe. It is from the animated series Clone Wars, and he is a biological brother of Darth Maul. They do resemble each other. This guy's horns are bigger and more like crown-like, and I really like the horns on this character when they look like this. He has a yellow skin and black tattoos, and like Darth Maul has a red skin and black tattoos. On the eyes I will be using the NYX Jumbo eye pencil and then stack on right away black eyeshadow so it doesn't crease up or create like creases, so just stacking them up. Then I start shadowing the face and make all the wrinkles and everything onto it and like different kind of face shapes or the shapes that it is on this character. And I will be using different colored browns and I will also use darker yellow, lighter yellow, and to highlight I'll use white. And also I will be using like black one to go on top of the black markings, so because the paint is kind of shiny, just to mattify it with the black one. And I will also use NYX color correcting palette on top of where the liquid latex line is, on the bold cap area and on the horn area, and use the cream paint because the eyeshadows don't stick on it, so just using cream paints on top of that so the shadows and everything would continue and there wouldn't be like bold spots on the areas. Every year I have tried to make some Star Wars look on this day, and last year I didn't make one since I started making the Princess Leia's prisoner outfit but never, like I didn't get it done. This year I just made the Princess Leia, even though I really love the outfit, but since the look is just normal, like makeup, like just normal human, I'm not really into that kind of characters. Sometimes I get asked on making that kind of characters, like from some normal like series where it's like normal human, and like I think it was Xena or someone asked me to do, and some Once Upon a Time character, but they are kind of boring because it's just like normal human, and basically I just put on a makeup, like normal makeup, not like this kind of makeup. So I don't really like to do those kind of characters, even though the outfits would be cool. I feel like that's just like the Princess Leia that I made this year. I cannot look like her, so I like the makeup part is kind of boring. There's nothing, it is only the outfit. But yeah, I did make the Princess Leia outfit this year and I really love how it turned out. I don't personally would never wear it anywhere, and I don't really resemble her in any way, so it is nothing special. Some other years I have made Darth Talon. Actually I made that in Halloween time. I made the Darth Maul and also like this Savage Opress, and then Cat Bane. I think that was cool one, the mask. For the characters, I love to watch many different reference photos. Of course, if I make a recreation on someone's artwork, you only have the one photo. But for these kind of characters, I like to search multiple photos and pick the things that I like on them and to see them in multiple different angles. And like this character, I think I found kind of like real character, like someone's artwork that they had done it in human, not just a animated series. I did have photos also on that character, but also like the realistic version of it, so I could create the facial features and the wrinkles and make him look like this. So on the face I did create these kind of forehead wrinkles and also on the nose to make him look more angry or like this. And he also have different kind of mouth shape that I have, so I tried to create it like that. And also, since the characters are muscular and I am not, it is kind of hard to make these kind of characters like men with muscles, because my arms are basically like noodles, so cannot really like look very muscular. So it is hard to sometimes make male characters because I am nothing like that. So I did try to create myself some great muscles with the darker brown eyeshadows and then highlighting them with the white. And also the way I'm posing, I'm trying to bring my shoulders in front more and like pump all the muscles to make myself look like better. After I have placed all the eyeshadows on the yellows and browns, I will be lining the tattoo pieces. This time trying to make them as sharp and neat as possible using the NYX Epic ink liner, and then using black eyeshadow to go over all the tattoo parts. You can of course use just black paint to make them more pigmented, but I like to top them off with the eyeshadows to make it matte. And on the black parts I will be applying white shadows, just using white eyeshadow. And just trying to create shapes like collarbones and also kind of highlighting the tattoo parts on the chest. Also, since this character had a bigger nose than mine, I am creating like the nostrils to go more further away using the white eyeshadow, and just I will stack on like the white eyeshadow and then go on with the black one and kind of blend them out. Lastly, I will take the Suva Beauty's Hydra liner Space Panda. You can just use white paint also. And I will go and line everything, like all the tattoo parts and also the new nostrils and just everything with the white paint, just to make them pop out even more. And I feel like this way the character really comes to alive. For the lips I will be just using a rose shade like eyeshadow and kind of create different shaped bottom lip and just a bit tinier upper lip than I have. And then just putting on contact lenses, and these contact lenses are from the Colored Contacts and they are the Darth Maul lenses. And that's the finished look. Since this video has been actually like edited, but I haven't done the voiceovers, and every year on the before day I'm always like, god damn it, I didn't have time to voice over it. So maybe this year in 25 we can manage to get it up on the right day. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you like this video, and see you on my next one. Bye bye!